Kamen Rider Zeztz episode 28 might be showing us that Sieg is the most dangerous type of villain character in existence, and he is quite the threat who is going to cause a lot of damage in the show. Good damage, not bad damage. He won't ruin the show. He'll make it better and improve it because he is this fallen hero, which we'll talk about that more in a minute. He is this fallen hero who knows the truth about the code organization, and he's willing to seize power for his own means and his own reasons. And we don't quite know what those are, but they definitely seem bad. He is not a fallen hero in the sense that he is a good person. He seems to have been a terrible person because I don't know if this was hyperbole. I don't know if it was exaggeration of some sort or what it was, but in the memory flashback, which I guess it's a flashback, I don't know who's, whatever. We're cutting back in time. And we learn that when Zero told Agents 1 and 2, the lady, well, Sieg and the lady, I should say, that they were approved for being these code agents and doing their dream learning stuff, that she objected immediately, and she was loyal to the company and loyal to the mission, but she asked that he be removed immediately from the project because she didn't want him having power. And she says, partly as a way of explanation as to why, it's because he has he's serving a 1,000-year sentence, some sort of crime sentence. Now again, Japan has the death penalty. I don't know why what would warrant somebody having a 1,000-year sentence as opposed to just be on death row. I don't know what utility there is in making it he's punished for 1,000 years rather than he's on death row. To me, they're equally weighted as far as you can pluck him out of the system and put his life in danger and dispose of it if need be for a good cause. And it would have the same utility. It would have the same weight. It would have the same rhythm or feel to it in either case. However, supposedly he's sentenced to 1,000 years for something. Also, he has his old, I would say it's a German-style gun, pistol, like maybe a replica type thing that he has while he's there with Agents 0 and 1. And the name Sieg, the fact that he's got this Germanic dragon, all kind of hints that there's something World War II-ish, let's say, about him and about his visual identity. And he's even got the bleach blonde hair, no blue eyes, unfortunately. And I don't exactly know where that's going or what that's saying, what that's pointed to. But my point is, there's a case that he's already this horrible criminal who's deserving of death or 1,000 years of punishment. And he's a very dangerous person is the real point of that. So we know that about him. And also at that time, he kind of makes a judgment or an assessment of code that they're the real nightmare organization because they have taken him from death row, from this 1,000-year sentence, even though he's this very dangerous person, and chosen to play with his life, potentially destroy his life, potentially kill him in pursuit of this bigger project with, the sleeper agent stuff. And that makes them the real monsters. That makes them the real nightmare. The organization is the real nightmare. And I don't really agree with that, but I wonder, I don't necessarily agree with that, and I'm not going to argue it either way. But I do wonder if him saying that at that time is what planted the idea in the lady's head. And if the desire for them, the request for them, the attempt for them to take her baby from her baby, Nem, was an affirmation, an affirmation of the corruption and the twistedness of the organization. Also, though, she and Sieg, the lady and Sieg, were subjected to, I think, psychological testing and physical testing as well. We don't know the extent of it. Perhaps she's remembering how extensive it was and thinking about them doing the same thing to her baby, and that's why she gunned down at least two code agents and then split and, save the baby. And he has this secret knowledge of this thing. So he's somebody who's very dangerous. Sieg is a very dangerous type of villain because he knows things more than our hero does. He was at the inception of it all, and he fits the mold of the hero, but he's this, prototype. And because of that, he's going to be different. There will be things in him that are different from what Baku has. And there's going to be difference from his, I know they call it the Dawn driver or whatever, versus the Zeztz driver. And we have yet to see him use that capsule thing in his chest. And it's more in like the shape of an X. I wonder if that's going to be, and you could imagine that got simplified into the just one strap for the Zeztz driver, and I guess that the Night Invokers, whatever, and the Lord System stuff has. And I wonder if we'll see that thing is used in different ways, that it has different applications that were abandoned perhaps by the Zeztz driver or by the other systems. I think that's a possibility. Anyway, he kind of like ideologically represents a lot of danger, but he's also a dangerous person because Sieg likes the nightmares. He somehow absorbed the power of the nightmares all on his own, somehow, with no system intervening between them. Maybe there was something about his mind and the way it works that makes him receptive to the nightmares. They say there's a fine line between genius and madness. What if in order to invoke nightmares, you need to have some madness in you? And he's right on that line. And his unique psychological makeup enables him to capture them by himself. We also don't know like how dark, how twisted, how depraved he was to get this super long sentence. You could imagine it was quite a lot. And that would draw the nightmares in. Maybe ironically or interestingly, the nightmares were attracted to his darkness. Of course, that's just speculation, but there could be something to it. And yeah, I think all of those things really show that this guy is a uniquely threatening villain. I mean, then at the end of the episode, he, brought the moon back and stopped. He overpowered Catastrum's destructive power of being able to destroy the moon by generating another moon like that and capturing Nox and taking him away to his nightmare prison. So, I mean, those things are just, objective markers, so to speak, to show his superiority over, everybody else in terms of power and what they're able to do with the nightmares. And it's really fascinating to see what exactly he's going to do from this point. And it makes me curious about what his crimes were in the past and how he might try to play out those crimes on a larger scale by leveraging the power of the nightmares. But it also sounds like he came back from self-imposed exile or something like that. And that seems strange to me. So I know there's a lot that we're missing here, but I think all the pieces that we have so far from episode 28, Rage, show that this guy is like a uniquely dangerous individual. And honestly, I was super entertained by him throughout the episode. And there was a lot of good stuff going on here. So I'm excited to see how it continues to unfold. And I'm just continuing to enjoy Zeztz. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments. And check the pinned comment for more of my analysis, my full playlist of all my Zeztz coverage, as well as great other bonus content that you can find there. So until next time, folks, this is MJ with Henshin Inspection and Rider Tears signing out.